I know we shouldn't enjoy the fact that we have a confederacy of dunces running this country, but I'll be honest, I can't help it. I'm enjoying it right now.
He didn't drop names, but let's not kid ourselves. When Jimmy mentioned a confederacy of dunces, Karoline Leavitt might as well have been leading the parade, but Karoline wasn't about to let Jimmy's disrespect slide. With a sly smile, she fired back, and you could feel the tension building.
His comments on Brett Baier refusing to apologize for disrespecting the president and the American people in the Oval Office.
So, what's the real story? Was there a secret relationship in the Oval Office that Karoline fought to keep under wraps? Did Kimmel just expose something that's been buried for years? I've got all the explosive details. Let's dive in. The viral sensation, when rumors become reality. In the wild world of political intrigue and media spectacle, few stories have captivated audiences quite like the explosive claims that emerged in April 2025. Picture a story so scandalous, it sounds like it was ripped from the pages of a Hollywood blockbuster script, complete with secret relationships, dramatic confrontations, and shocking revelations that could potentially destroy careers. Social media platforms across the globe suddenly ignited with a shocking narrative. Karoline Leavitt, the 27-year-old White House press secretary, the youngest in American history, was allegedly embroiled in a heated confrontation with comedian Jimmy Kimmel that would leave viewers absolutely stunned. The internet was set ablaze with claims so dramatic they sounded like something straight out of a Hollywood screenplay. Picture this, a high-stakes showdown on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where the young press secretary supposedly came face-to-face with the late-night comedy king himself. The narrative being spun by countless social media accounts painted a scene that would make even the most seasoned political drama writers blush. YouTube videos with titles like Karoline Leavitt kicked off Jimmy Kimmel's show after fiery clash, and Jimmy Kimmel just humiliated Karoline Leavitt's shocking secrets on live TV began racking up tens of thousands of views within hours. One particular video amassed over 68,000 views, featuring sensational claims about Leavitt being escorted off stage while exposing bombshell secrets. But wait, there's so much more to this story that will absolutely blow your mind. The rumor mill was churning out content at breakneck speed, with new videos and posts appearing literally by the hour. Facebook posts began appearing like mushrooms after rain, with the Kalo official page on April 25, 2025, claiming Leavitt was kicked off Kimmel's show after exposing bombshell secrets, linking to dubious articles on sites like topnewsisnow.com. These posts spread like wildfire through the algorithmic engines of social media, with many claiming Leavitt had revealed explosive information that could destroy careers and expose dark secrets that had been hidden for years. The videos described a scene straight out of a political thriller. Leavitt, in a striking red suit that commanded attention, engaging in verbal warfare with Kimmel, trading barbs and accusations before dramatically removing her microphone and walking off to thunderous applause. Some versions even claimed she verbally kneecapped the comedian, leaving him speechless and utterly humiliated on his own show. The descriptions were so vivid and detailed that viewers could almost picture the exact moment Kimmel's face turned red with embarrassment, the studio audience gasping in shock, and the cameras capturing every explosive second of this unprecedented confrontation. Ex-users were sharing links to YouTube videos alleging Leavitt exposed shocking secrets about Trump or Kimmel, portraying her as a fearless conservative warrior taking on the liberal media establishment. The posts painted her as everything from a truth-telling hero to a political assassin who was single-handedly dismantling the fake news narrative. Some particularly creative accounts even suggested she had receipts, documented evidence of secret meetings, hidden agendas, and backdoor deals that could topple entertainment empires. The narrative being spun was absolutely captivating. Here was this young, beautiful, brilliant press secretary who wasn't afraid to stand up to the Hollywood elite. According to these viral tales, she had somehow gained access to information so sensitive that even Kimmel couldn't handle it being revealed on national television. The supposed secret relationship added another layer of intrigue. Speculation ran wild about whether it was her own relationship being exposed or if she had discovered some scandalous affair involving Kimmel or other high-profile figures. But here's where things get really interesting, and this is where our investigation takes a dramatic turn that will shock you to your core. Multiple fact-checking outlets, including Snopes and Sportskeeda, began diving deep into these claims with the determination of detectives on a murder case. What they discovered was more shocking than the rumor itself. Many of these videos, featuring supposed evidence of the confrontation, contained obvious signs of being AI-generated. Trained eyes spotted visual anomalies that would make any Hollywood special effects artist cringe. Images with Kimmel having 6 fingers like some kind of CGI nightmare, and Leavitt's facial features appearing unnaturally smooth, as if her face had been put through a beauty filter on steroids. Even more telling, some videos included explicit disclaimers admitting their content was entirely fictional and crafted solely for entertainment, a detail that was conveniently ignored by many who shared them as gospel truth. The technical errors weren't limited to facial features either. Careful observers noticed backgrounds that didn't quite match, lighting that seemed off, and audio that had the telltale signs of synthesized voice technology. Some videos even featured Leavitt and Kimmel in the same frame, despite being sourced from completely different time periods and locations. It was like watching a badly photoshopped conspiracy theory come to life. The plot thickens like a mystery novel with each page turn. As these rumors gained momentum at the speed of light, X-posts from users like at Thor_2000 claimed Kimmel humiliated Leavitt by exposing her shocking secrets. These posts often featured dramatic emojis and all-caps text to emphasize the supposed gravity of the situation. Meanwhile, other users like at Asisayat81 questioned the story's validity, noting the alleged interview had been scrubbed from all channels, creating an even more elaborate conspiracy theory. The conspiracy web expanded exponentially. Some users claimed there was a coordinated effort to remove all evidence of the interview, suggesting powerful forces were at work to protect Kimmel's reputation. Others insisted that the interview had indeed happened, but was being covered up by ABC executives, Disney management, or even deeper state actors who wanted to protect certain political interests. The lack of any official footage only fueled these theories further, with people claiming everything from studio cameras being confiscated to witnesses being paid off to remain silent. What's particularly fascinating about this whole saga is how it tapped into pre-existing tensions between conservative media consumers and Hollywood entertainment giants. The narrative perfectly played into long-standing beliefs about media bias, secret Hollywood agendas, and the battle between traditional American values and what some perceive as coastal elite influence. It was the perfect storm of cultural warfare, complete with heroes, villains, and a dramatic confrontation that seemed to validate every political conspiracy theory ever conceived. The truth unveiled. Now let's peel back the layers of this sensational story like an onion, revealing truth after shocking truth as we go deeper into what really happened. The reality, as they say, is often stranger than fiction, but in this case, it's the fiction that's been far more elaborate, intricate, and carefully crafted than anything reality could have produced. Multiple official sources, including a press contact for Jimmy Kimmel Live, and Harrison Fields, special assistant to the president and principal deputy press secretary, confirmed that no such interview or confrontation ever took place. When these official denials first came out, you could almost hear the collective gasp of disappointment from millions of social media users who had invested their emotions in this captivating narrative. But the fact-checkers didn't stop there. They dove deeper, examining every pixel of the alleged evidence, scrutinizing every claim, and methodically dismantling the elaborate house of cards that had been built. But wait, there's actually a kernel of truth hidden within all this chaos, like a tiny seed of reality planted in a garden of fiction. While Leavitt never appeared on Kimmel's show in any capacity whatsoever, the comedian did indeed make comments about her that sparked significant discussion. On January 28, 2025, Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about Leavitt's marriage to Nicholas Riccio, a real estate developer, 32 years her senior. Kimmel quipped that Leavitt's marriage to an older real estate magnate made her a perfect pick for Trump's press secretary, drawing parallels to Trump's own history with age gap relationships. The joke, while delivered with Kimmel's signature wit, was actually fairly tame by late-night comedy standards. He simply pointed out the age difference and suggested it aligned with a pattern in Trump's administration of appointing people with certain personal characteristics. The comment wasn't even focused on any supposed secret relationship. It was about a public marriage that had been discussed in numerous media outlets. This wasn't a live confrontation or an exposure of a secret. It was simply a comedic jab during Kimmel's monologue delivered to his studio, audience, and television viewers with the same casual tone he uses for all his political jokes. Leavitt's marriage to Riccio is public knowledge, as she even discussed it on the Megyn Kelly show, explaining they met during her 2022 congressional campaign. No secret here, just a marriage that was already in the public eye and had been covered by multiple news outlets. The actual interactions between Kimmel and Leavitt have been limited to his monologues critiquing her press briefings. For instance, Kimmel has criticized Leavitt for promoting Trump's false claim about the U.S. military turning on the water in California to address wildfires. He compared her performance to Sean Spicer's infamous false claims about Trump's inauguration crowd size, a moment that became legendary legendary in political comedy circles for its absurdity.
President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the Doge team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments.
These genuine criticisms from Kimmel were standard late-night comedy segments, witty, pointed, and delivered to laughs from his studio audience. They weren't personal attacks, but rather comedic commentary on political statements and actions. Kimmel has also mocked her defense of Trump's tariff policies, describing them as economically misguided, but these have all been standard fare for late-night political humor, not the dramatic confrontations that the viral videos suggested. The viral rumor appears to be part of a broader pattern of AI-generated misinformation that's becoming increasingly sophisticated and concerning. In mid-April 2025, Snopes debunked a similar claim that Leavitt debated Stephen Colbert on The Late Show. These videos also featured distorted visuals and were marked as altered or synthetic content. It seems there's a coordinated effort to create sensational content featuring Leavitt clashing with liberal media personalities, a pattern that suggests organized attempts to manufacture controversy. The sophistication of these AI-generated videos is both impressive and terrifying. They're not just crude deepfakes, but carefully crafted productions that incorporate real footage, manipulated audio, and convincing synthetic elements. Some even include what appear to be authentic news graphics and studio settings, making them difficult for casual viewers to identify as fake without careful scrutiny. But why would anyone create such elaborate fakes? The answer reveals a dark side of digital media manipulation. The viral videos and posts appear designed for virality and monetization, leveraging sensational headlines to attract clicks and views. The creators of these videos and posts capitalize on the polarized political climate, knowing that content featuring confrontations between conservative figures and liberal comedians generates massive engagement, ad revenue, and social media algorithm favorability. The economic incentives are staggering. Viral videos can generate tens of thousands of dollars in ad revenue, while social media accounts that gain massive followings through controversial content can later be sold or used for other purposes. Content creators have discovered that nothing drives engagement quite like the appearance of political conflict, especially when it involves young, attractive political figures and beloved entertainment personalities. What's particularly fascinating is how quickly these rumors spread across multiple social media platforms simultaneously. The false narrative spread across YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and X, with posts often relying on generic narration and recycled AI-generated visuals. The speed and reach of this misinformation campaign showcase just how easily false narratives can dominate online discourse in our current digital age. The cross-platform nature of the spread is particularly noteworthy. Videos that started on YouTube were quickly chopped into shorter clips for TikTok, accompanied by dramatic captions for Instagram, and shared with inflammatory commentary on X. Each platform's algorithms seem to reward the content differently, YouTube favoring the longer-form videos, TikTok amplifying the most dramatic moments, and X spreading it through retweets and quote tweets that added layers of interpretation and conspiracy theories. The psychological impact of this coordinated spread cannot be understated. When people see the same story being discussed across multiple platforms by different accounts, it creates an illusion of validity. The human mind tends to believe information that appears to come from multiple independent sources, even when those sources are actually part of the same misinformation network. The real story, what's actually happening. Now that we've demolished the fabricated narrative brick by manufactured brick, let's explore what's really happening in the complex relationship between Jimmy Kimmel and Karoline Leavitt. While there may not have been a dramatic live confrontation worthy of a Netflix series, there's still plenty of real tension and conflict that's been unfolding. Right before our eyes, a slow-burning political and cultural war that's far more nuanced and significant than any fictional showdown. Jimmy Kimmel, the late-night host known for his sharp-witted monologues and comedic takes on political figures, has indeed been a prominent critic of the Trump administration, particularly during both Trump's first term, 2017 to 2021, and his current second term, 2025. Present. His commentary on Trump's presidency has become a recurring theme on his show, often marked by biting humor, satire, and direct criticism that has earned him both millions of loyal fans and an equal number of vocal critics. Kimmel's evolution as a political commentator is itself a fascinating story. Once known primarily for pranks and man-on-the-street segments, he transformed into one of late-night television's most outspoken political voices. His shift was partly driven by personal experiences, including his son's health challenges, which led him to speak passionately passionately about healthcare policy. This transformation positioned him as a leading voice in the ongoing culture war between entertainment and politics. As Trump's White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt has been a vocal defender of the administration, bringing a unique energy and combative style to her role. At just 27, she represents a new generation of political operatives who understand social media dynamics, meme culture, and viral content creation. Her confrontational style and unwavering support for Trump's policies have made her a frequent target for Kimmel's monologues, creating a perfect storm of generational and ideological conflict. Leavitt's background is particularly interesting. She grew up in a working-class New Hampshire family, interned in Trump's first White House, worked her way up through Republican political circles, and eventually ran an unsuccessful congressional campaign. Her journey from intern to the youngest press secretary in history is a testament to her ambition and political acumen, but it has also made her a lightning rod for both admiration and criticism. In April 2025, the White House responded to Kimmel's commentary about Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, calling Kimmel talentless and accusing him of suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. This response reflects a broader history of clashes between Kimmel and Trump, dating back to Trump's canceled 2015 appearance on Kimmel's show, a pivotal moment that many political observers believe marked the beginning of Trump's transformation from reality TV star to political lightning rod. The statement from the White House wasn't just a throwaway line. It represented a strategic decision to engage directly with entertainment media, something that previous administrations typically avoided. By responding to a late-night comedian's jokes with official government statements, the Trump administration signaled that it viewed the cultural battlefield as equally important as traditional political arenas. The real controversy lies not in any fabricated secret relationship exposure, but in the ongoing media war between the Trump administration and late-night comedy. Kimmel has graded Trump's first 100 days somewhere between F and U, citing low approval ratings and chaotic policies like renaming the Gulf of Mexico. He's quipped about Trump's tariffs, comparing them to playing golf in a sand trap, and even joked about his decision to install new flagpoles at the White House, suggesting they were a deflection from more serious policy issues. The economic criticism has been particularly pointed, with Kimmel describing Trump's tariff policies as creating an almost comical cloud of uncertainty in the markets. During one memorable monologue, he joked, "I might pull my money out of the market and put it into Beanie Babies." These jokes, while humorous, often contained sharp economic analysis that resonated with viewers concerned about trade policies and market volatility. Meanwhile, on the other side of this cultural battleground, Leavitt has been pioneering what she calls new media briefings, hosting MAGA-aligned social media personalities to amplify Trump's message. These briefings exclude traditional press pools and focus on generating social media sound bites, a strategy that's been both praised by Trump supporters and criticized by traditional journalists as potential propaganda. The new media strategy represents a fundamental shift in how political communications operates. Instead of trying to convince skeptical mainstream journalists, Leavitt focuses on cultivating relationships with content creators who already support the administration's agenda. This bypass strategy has proven incredibly effective at reaching younger conservative audiences who get their news primarily from social media rather than traditional outlets. The real tension between Kimmel and Leavitt represents a broader cultural divide in American media. Kimmel's claim that liberals viciously attacking comedians contributed to Trump's rise highlights how comedy and politics have become intertwined in ways that fuel both entertainment and division. This circular relationship, where political comedy influences political attitudes, which then influence comedy, creates a feedback loop that amplifies polarization. The cultural implications are staggering. Late-night comedy, once a relatively apolitical space focused on celebrity gossip and observational humor, has transformed into a front line of political warfare. Comedians are now seen as political commentators, while politicians increasingly use entertainment platforms to reach voters. This blurring of lines has created unprecedented tensions and opportunities in American political discourse. What we're witnessing is not a secret relationship scandal, but a very public battle over narrative control in American media. Leavitt's emphasis is on reaching audiences through independent voices with large social media followings, arguing that traditional media often ignores Trump's achievements. She stated, "The president is doing so many phenomenal things every day that will never be mentioned on cable news at night." This strategy reflects a broader conservative criticism of mainstream media bias, but it also represents a savvy adaptation to changing media consumption patterns. Young people increasingly get their news from social media influencers and podcasts rather than traditional news broadcasts, making Leavitt's approach potentially more effective at reaching key demographics that helped elect Trump. Kimmel, on the other hand, continues to use his platform to critique what he sees as absurdities in the Trump administration. He's positioned himself as a comedic truth-teller, using humor to point out inconsistencies, falsehoods, and policy contradictions. His approach resonates with viewers who see comedy as one of the few remaining venues for honest political criticism in an increasingly polarized media landscape. The economic stakes in this battle are enormous. Kimmel's show generates millions in advertising revenue, while the content creators Leavitt cultivates can reach audiences of millions with production costs a fraction of traditional media. This economic dynamic is reshaping the entire media industry, with traditional outlets struggling to compete with the engagement rates and profit margins of viral social media content. The psychological warfare aspect is equally significant. Both sides understand that controlling the narrative, whether through comedy or official statements, shapes public perception more effectively than traditional policy debates. In this new landscape, a viral joke can have more political impact than a congressional hearing, and a press secretary's social media strategy might matter more than her policy expertise. The real story isn't about a fabricated live TV showdown. It's about how misinformation can spread like wildfire in our digital age, and how the actual tension between comedy and politics creates enough real drama without needing to manufacture fake controversies. This ongoing battle between Kimmel's comedic critique and Leavitt's communication strategy represents a new frontier in American political discourse, where entertainment and governance intersect in unprecedented ways. What we've witnessed is a masterclass in modern digital manipulation, where sophisticated technology meets political polarization to create viral content that's more engaging than reality itself. The speed at which these fabricated stories spread across multiple platforms, the sophistication of AI-generated content, and the willingness of millions to believe sensational narratives all point to a fundamental shift in how we consume and process information. The next time you see a sensational headline claiming explosive revelations or dramatic confrontations, remember to look deeper. As we've shown today, the truth is often less scandalous, but far more important than the fiction that goes viral. The real battle between Kimmel and Leavitt isn't happening in a TV studio. It's happening in the hearts and minds of American viewers who must decide whom to trust in an era of digital deception. The implications for our democracy are profound. When AI can create convincing political confrontations out of thin air, when social media algorithms reward sensationalism over substance, and when traditional fact-checking struggles to keep pace with viral misinformation, we face challenges that previous generations could never have imagined. The Kimmel-Leavitt saga isn't just a story about fake news. It's a warning about the future of political discourse in the digital age. As we move forward, the lessons from this incident are clear. Critical thinking has never been more important. Media literacy is essential for modern citizenship, and the responsibility to verify information before sharing it has become a civic duty. The battle for truth in the digital age isn't just being fought by journalists and fact-checkers. It's being fought by every person who chooses to think critically about the content they consume and share. If you like this video and wish to see more similar content, check out the cards showing on your screen. The speed at which these fabricated stories spread across multiple platforms, the sophistication of AI-generated content, and the willingness of millions to believe sensational narratives all point to a fundamental shift in how we consume and process information. The next time you see a sensational headline claiming explosive revelations or dramatic confrontations, remember to look deeper. As we've shown today, the truth is often less scandalous, but far more important than the fiction that goes viral. The real battle between Kimmel and Leavitt isn't happening in a TV studio. It's happening in the hearts and minds of American viewers who must decide whom to trust in an era of digital deception. The implications for our democracy are profound. When AI can create convincing political confrontations out of thin air, when social media algorithms reward sensationalism over substance, and when traditional fact-checking struggles to keep pace with viral misinformation, we face challenges that previous generations could never have imagined. The Kimmel-Leavitt saga isn't just a story about fake news. It's a warning about the future of political discourse in the digital age. As we move forward, the lessons from this incident are clear. Critical thinking has never been more important. Media literacy is essential for modern citizenship, and the responsibility to verify information before sharing it has become a civic duty. The battle for truth in the digital age isn't just being fought by journalists and fact-checkers. It's being fought by every person who chooses to think critically about the content they consume and share. If you like this video and wish to see more similar content, check out the cards showing on your screen.